They have to place you somewhere safe. But the voice on the other end wasn't encouraging. 15. We need more evidence of immediate danger. A protective order based on claims isn't enough. Has she been physically harmed? Ms. Rodriguez's face darkened. She has glass in her feet from running barefoot. She's covered in cuts. Self-inflicted during escape doesn't count. We need evidence of abuse from the family. My phone rang again. This time Ms. Rodriguez answered it. Hello? Her face went pale. Mr. Habibi? No, your daughter isn't. What? No, I heard my father's voice through the speaker. Calm and reasonable. His business voice. The one he used to convince people he was a respectable man. She's sick, he was saying. Mental problems. She needs her medication. We're very worried. Ms. Rodriguez hung up. How did he know you were here? My phone. Of course. They were tracking my location. Delete everything, she said. Factory reset. Now. As I wiped my phone, she made more calls. CPS supervisors, social workers, legal aid. Each one said the same thing. Without immediate physical danger or better evidence, their hands were tied. That's when we heard car doors slamming in the parking lot. Ms. Rodriguez locked the classroom door and pulled the blinds. Stay quiet. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Multiple sets. Male voices speaking in Arabic, then English. We know she's here. My father called out. Her phone showed this location. She's sick. She needs help. They tried the door handle. Knocked politely at first, then harder. I'm calling 911, Ms. Rodriguez whispered, but I grabbed her hand. Wait, let me try something first. I rolled up my sleeves, showing her the circular scars from the pot training, the bruises from this morning's struggle when my mother had tried to force me into the wedding dress. Then I lifted my nightgown just enough to show the belt marks across my back from years of Friday morning service training. Her hands shook as she took photos with her phone. Why didn't you show anyone before? I thought it was normal, I whispered, until I read your pamphlets. She called 911. There are multiple men trying to break into my classroom. I have a student with me who's in danger. Please hurry. The pounding on the door intensified. Then my uncle's voice. We have her medication. She's bipolar, schizophrenic. She makes up stories. Check the parking lot cameras, I told Ms. Rodriguez urgently. I came alone. If they have medication, they brought it with them. She called the school security office, explaining rapidly. The security guard, Mr. Williams, said he was pulling up the footage. Police sirens wailed in the distance. The pounding stopped. Footsteps retreated quickly. By the time officers arrived, my father had transformed. Gone was the angry man beating down doors. In his place stood a concerned parent in an expensive suit, holding prescription bottles with my name on them. Thank God you're here, he told the officers. My daughter is very sick. She has delusions. Makes up terrible stories about our family. The officers separated us for questioning. One stayed with me and Ms. Rodriguez, while two others spoke with my father and uncles in the hallway. She's never been on medication, Ms. Rodriguez insisted. I've been her teacher for 2 years. Look at these injuries. The officer looked at my feet, the cuts, the bruises. Could be self-inflicted, he said slowly. If she was having an episode, check when those prescriptions were filled, I said suddenly. If I'm so sick, why am I not in the system? Why no doctor visits? No therapy? Ms. Rodriguez pulled out her laptop. I have essays she wrote, months of them, about family traditions, cultural expectations. They document everything subtly. She'd kept them. Every essay where I'd hidden truths between the lines, writing about traditional cooking lessons when I meant burning my hands, describing preparing for marriage when I meant beatings for making eye contact. The officer read them, frowning deeper with each page. Meanwhile, Mr. Williams arrived with security footage on his phone. It clearly showed my father and uncles arriving with the prescription bottles already in hand. Anya, I said suddenly. Call Anya Mansour. She made a report yesterday. She knows everything. But when Ms. Rodriguez searched for Anya's family, she found they'd moved out of state that very morning. No forwarding address. Phone disconnected. My father must have sensed the tide turning because his calm facade cracked. He began speaking rapidly in Arabic to my uncles, gesturing angrily. What's he saying? The officer asked. He's telling them to call the family lawyer, I translated, and saying something about the dowry being non-refundable. That was his mistake. Mentioning the dowry. The officer's expression hardened. Sir, what dowry? My father's face went still. I misspoke. My English. Your English seemed fine 5 minutes ago, the officer noted. The next hour blurred together. More police arrived. A CPS emergency supervisor. Someone from the district attorney's office. My father alternated between threats of lawsuits and pleas about family honor. My uncles invoked religious freedom and parental rights. But the evidence was mounting. The essays, the injuries, the fake prescriptions, the security footage, the emergency protective order I'd filed that morning. She's a minor who's made credible allegations of abuse and forced marriage, the CPS supervisor finally declared. We're placing her in emergency protective custody. My father erupted. He lunged toward me, screaming in Arabic about dishonor and curses. 2 officers restrained him while he spat threats about what happened to girls who betrayed their families. Ms. Rodriguez held my hand as they led him away. The emergency placement coordinator arrived within 20 minutes. A tired-looking woman named Margaret who'd clearly been pulled from her weekend. She took one look at my feet and immediately called for medical transport. We need to get those cuts cleaned properly, she said, helping me into a wheelchair. The glass needs to come out before infection sets in. Ms. Rodriguez squeezed my shoulder. I'll follow you to the hospital. You're not alone. The emergency room was chaos. Saturday afternoon meant sports injuries and accidents filled every